Hi everybody, we are here at Camp Creek Threshers, as you can tell from the video. I'm here by myself with 6 children. I don't know if that makes me brave or foolish, but it's kind of noisy, and we're gonna go around and see the tractor pull and see a few different things happening here, so come along and enjoy the ride. Minneapolis Moline R. We're running a flatbed here. This one sounds a little bit nicer than my grandpa's. My grandpa's always travels a little bit. Well, as much as I like farmhouse, you just can't beat the sound of these John Deeres. Here's a closer look at that car that guy. Well, in addition to all the old tractors and train displays, they also have steam engines, and there's a threshing machine running over here. There's also a sawmill just up ahead here, but it's not running right now. So we're just gonna keep walking around and showing you all the stuff to see. I'd highly recommend, if you get the chance to come to Camp Creek Threshers with your family, you should do it. It is a fun day. They've got wheat bundles on their wagon, and they're throwing that into the threshing machine. The threshing machine is being run by this Minneapolis steam engine. Got a nice cool day for it. This time of year it would be very hot, but today's only about 70 or a little over 70 degrees out. I grew up on a farm, but we never did it like this. Well, I recognize this setup from last year. This guy's not running right now, but a little VAC case, just like the one that I used to drive to mow the lawn when I was a kid. The only difference is ours didn't have any paint left on it. Drop another one in, Jimmy. One of the fun things for the kids to do is they give them a little bit of a scavenger hunt. So they've got a paper where they're supposed to go around and get their paper stamped from about 6 different places. And if they complete that, then they get some kind of a prize from the information booth. So our kids are trying to get all their stamps collected on their paper.
Somebody upstairs said no.
That, guys, we've got a few cameras like that at our house, don't we? Let's see, I have a brownie that's not quite like that one, and I have, I think, one big Kodak like that one. I've got a couple that are similar, but they're a little bit smaller. We had to go to the general store and get a little pop. I don't know what this guy would have been used for. He's got a wooden cab, pump in the back. A red Speedwagon, it says. From 1923. Pretty cool old vehicle. 1914 Model T. That thing is nice. 1946 Willys Jeep. An all-wheel drive International, 1974. We got another International right here beside it. And we have a few more classics over here. My dad had a VW Bug, just about like this guy. In fact, he still has it. Maybe one of these days we'll restore it. Same color and everything. This one's a 61. I'm not sure what year my dad's is. And we got some guys doing blacksmith work here. It's always fun. One of my favorite little hobbies too for a while. I used to make a few knives. We are here in the print shop. This is some cool old stuff too.
I guess you're supposed to just get yourself a stamp.
I think you could probably get your own stamp there. That'd be alright.
So
Cool.
this one here is, I don't have it set up with ink yet. If I did, we would have ink up on this plate. So that ink would be on those rollers now, and it would roll down over this type. And then as these two come together, I would have this clutch in, and when the clutch is in, they would actually touch. Right now, they're just getting really, really, really close, but they're not touching. And then every time this rotates, this ink plate rotates just a little bit. So as it cycles, it keeps a nice, even coating of ink. And as the machine goes, it just operates by itself. So now your job as the press operator would be to take a clean sheet and put it in there. And then as it goes around again, it's going to ka-chunk, right? You're going to take that one out, put a new one in. It's going to go again. And then you just continue that process until you're all done with as many copies as you need. If it was a big shop and we were doing a lot of work, you could put a ink well up here. That ink well, every cycle would put another drop of ink. So you could print thousands of copies on this thing without ever having to add any ink. As long as you were able to keep the machine running and you weren't getting tired, you could run as many copies as you wanted. Cool. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So these other two machines Those are called linotype machines. So linotype makes our job really easy. Before you had those machines, if you were going to write a paper or an article or anything, you'd have to do each and every tiny individual letter at a time. And you'd have to take them out of a case like this. And then when you're all done, you'd have to take them and sort them back out, right? It would take you a long time to write a paper one letter at a time. What those machines let us do is they make a solid line of metal with the type on the face of it. So now we can type in whatever we want, send that into the machine, it creates these. We take these, we put them together into our article, and then we can print them. That's why if you look at a really old newspaper, they've got really long, narrow columns. It's because that's how wide their machine is.
Cool.
So newspapers were almost always long, narrow columns. It's very rare to find a wide column story unless it was a headline, because it was harder to do.
See, interesting.
The other upside to those machines is once I'm done with that, I can just melt those pieces back down. All the ink and impurities and oxidation float up to the top. I scrape it off and I can reuse the metal. So I can reuse that without having to sort anything out or do any of this work. I can focus more on getting this stuff.
Wow, that's cool. Did not know all that. Got some Nigerians in here. Let's try to start this a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to change it from a cylinder to a lollipop. One of the cool things about this place is the fact that you're not just seeing old tractors or whatever at a museum. You're actually seeing them work. You're seeing these old vehicles drive around. It's a lot of fun. That man just told me that he built this entire train. And let me tell you, that would take some time and some skill. Down in this part of the show, they have all kinds of little old hit-and-miss engines. All sorts of things. So that up there, children, is called the drive line. And all of the different tools can run off of that drive line. This is a big old horse. $2,350 pounds, it says, and 19 years old. This horse weighs more. Of course, this is always a big hit for the children. That's a pretty tall slide. Good job. C is an awful lot like the little old beaver there. This machine doesn't have a steering wheel. Driving it with those two levers he's got in the cab. And we're almost close enough. Jump to a little bigger international harvester.
comes a Farmall B. That's what we've got. Only this one doesn't have a seat for the children to ride on like ours does. There comes a really nice looking Farmall car. Here comes an Oliver. My dad spent a lot of time on a tractor like that when he was a kid. That is an amazing sound.
You sit on them?
No, you better not sit on them. Well, since they are featuring International Harvester this year, there's a large selection of those. Yeah, that one came through the parade, I think. It was kind of an earth-shaking experience. Some nice old Farmalls here. Yeah, I think most of these came through the parade. Okay, here's the B, guys. This is like ours, only we've... Okay, so our bead has had this replaced with the pulley that we drive our mower from. Of course, we got the toolbox and then I built a seat on that side of ours. The seat's a little bit different.
Is this any smaller than ours?
No, this is the same as ours. Same as ours. Yep. I don't know, year-wise, it says it's a 40. I think ours is a 41. So ours might be just a little bit newer than this one.
It doesn't look newer.
No, it doesn't really look newer. Well, we've had a fun day here at Camp Creek Threshers, and now we are going to head on out. I hope you enjoyed the little bits we were able to show you from today. We certainly didn't show you everything, so I highly recommend you come back here next year.